FaZe's going to go for more. He's working for the ace. He's got 4 kills right now. A stellar start to the round, and he's a beautiful finish.
Time Goldie actually running through the smoke, and Valda picking up the kill right through, taking down Taps, and more to come from Valda. There's the triple.
You're absolutely correct. It was so different today. I mean, coming into this game, North definitely were considered the favorites, but you guys kept it neck and neck. What was different today compared to the losses you had on days 1 and 2?
We came in with a kind of the same mindset. We were focused also on the other maps. We were also very prepared as the other maps, as the other matches. But this time it was like, yeah, we wanted to start CT. That was the really key factor, I think. At least having 15 rounds as CT and then seeing what's going to happen. And obviously Nex had a big game. We had both pistol, I think, and these kind of 2 things made the big factor, yeah.
Well, there's no doubt that Big definitely stepped up today when it mattered. Let's take a step back and look at what went wrong on the days 1 and 2. What do you think was the biggest problem there? Was it psychological? Was it nerves?
To be honest, we don't know. We watched the games and I think we were really calm in the communication. Our communication was fine. We thought we had an answer to double AWP, but it didn't work out. I really honestly don't know. But yeah, now we will have time a little bit more. Maybe playing another map. We have a few more maps prepared. So yeah, we will see. But we just don't know what happened in the first 2 days. Yeah.
Well, hopefully you guys can get today's performance going. So congratulations again, Richard. Back to you.
Yeah, always good to see Gob B smiling. Now, Anders has described Danish Counter-Strike as one hell of a drug. If that's the case, it's time to get North to a rehab clinic, because it's got sad.
Anders as well.
May as well, right? It's got sad, it's awful. I don't know what happened here. To sit here and say North are the first team out of the major is mind-blowing.
Yeah, last major it was FaZe, this major it seems to be North, and really it was kind of depressing at times, seeing the lack of confidence, some of the individual failings of the players over from North, you know, for guys who had from every now and then like to spew some fire over it on Twitter, you know, they lack to show that confidence on the server.
Jordan.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually had a lot of confidence in North, obviously, like everyone did in that first half. And watching Big's money management through that first half was also shocking. I was questioning what they're doing. I think it was round 14, and they had only got to their 2nd gun round. But then something kind of hit me, and I was telling the guys in the green room, they must have a lot of confidence on T side because they are trying to bring back every round. So they're okay with getting 5 rounds. They ended up getting 6, and that was enough to bring it home. So props to them, and that's going to be very disappointing for the North guys.
Before the match, we talked about this guy, Tabson. Yeah, he was diabolical against Na'Vi. Very different story today against North. Finally looked like the player we've been wanting to arrive at the major.
And I think you could tell, especially on that T side, right? This is how Big looks usually when they play well. The timings for their flashes are great. You can see just Tabson popping out as an entry fragger as the flashes are going off behind him, and he's basically, you know, killing guys who are fully or half blinded, and for that, timing and execution has to be almost perfect, and that's how Big looked in some of these rounds on the T side. But you know, the images that I have in my head is Cajun B missing those 2 shots on a very important reset round where Nex is running, he hears him and everything, doesn't land it once, doesn't land it the 2nd time. Valde missing that shot from Statue with the FAMAS. So those are some of the rounds. Granted, you know, they also had some good rounds, but that was when the pressure was really on, you know, at its highest level, and that's where you really need to perform, and they just failed to do so.
And some final thoughts about North and where they might go from here. You know, they had a terrible end to the year. Well, yeah, we'll start with that. Back to Denmark. But MSL said, you know, look, we're still together. We're still a unit. Looking forward to the major. I'm confident we're going to do things. And just hasn't worked out like that at all. I mean, you know, do they need a roster change? I mean,
I thought he said he's going to be honest on like Twitter and stuff.
Oh, you are savage today.
Listen, waiting to see what happens with Astralis this tournament, I think there's, you know, a high probability of at least some of these teams changing players after the major.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I agree. I wouldn't be surprised too if they thought about potentially letting Valde take over the in-game leading role for North potentially and swap out, because he's able to do it, and I don't know if MSL is still holding the same stock that he always has. I don't know if that's
interesting,
throwing him under the bus, but that's a potential. I saw that when he first joined. I was actually surprised if they weren't going to work him into that role for that eventuality.
All right. Well, look, it's a sad day for North fans. Commiserations. They are indeed the first team to be going home. Next up, though, it's the big one. SK Gaming versus FaZe. And to get us amped up for that, we're going to take a closer look at one of the greatest support players in the world, Taco from SK Gaming.
When I was a kid, I always had a dream to be like a superstar soccer player. I was really imagining that I was at the venue, playing for a really good team. I could imagine people shouting my name.
Taco's there. He could stop all of this madness.
Stay focused. It's on Taco, but he's done this before.
When I was a kid, of course, I wanted to be the #1, the star in everything. But life's different. I'm not the star. I'm a support player. When they invited me to the best Brazilian team, they had Cultura, they had Fur, they had Fallen. And I knew that they didn't need another star. They just needed someone like me, someone that would be a support player.
Oh my God! And again, Taco puts them away!
It was a really good decision from them. I knew what to do to become super good as a team. When people ask where I'm from, I'm really proud to say that I'm from Recife because it's the best city in the world. Even though I know many beautiful places, when I come back home, it's something special to me.
Já causou bastante.
When I was a kid, I was the troublemaker of the school. They always received some calls saying like, hey, Taco is doing something bad. Hey, you have to come to the school, so we have to do a meeting because of Taco. But what can I do? I'm just like this.
Mr. Sun, why don't you come play with me by the sea? Mr. Sky, say goodbye.
I think that people that knows me, they knows that I'm always looking happy and smiling, and I think that comes from my family.
Boa tarde.
Boa tarde.
Tudo bom? 2 caldos de cana. Normal, tradicional, pelado.
When I was a kid, my life was very easy. I was always happy and messing around.
Obrigada.
But when I was 18, my mom just discovered something bad. She had a tumor in her brain. I stopped going outside with my friends. I stopped playing soccer. And the only thing that I could do was playing CS and studying. And of course, trying to do my best to help my mom, even though I didn't know how to do this.
Era bastante preocupante porque a gente vivia muito em um hospital e tudo. E também foi muito triste assim para todo mundo, foi muito desesperador na época, porque é muito sofrido para a família toda. E foi quando meu irmão, quando o Taco realmente focou mais ainda no jogo, porque eu acho que era a válvula de escape dele.
It was really scary going to the hospital. I didn't know anything to do to help. And that's why I played CS. It was what would make me feel better. Every time I'm playing CS, I just forget about everything that is happening in my life. And that's what I did at the time. Now, thankfully, my mom is doing great. She's in Miami, and she's just healthy and fine. And I'm really happy that I can play CS just because I love it, not to forget about something bad that happened. So the last tournament, I received the MVP from the tournament. Of course, it's good, it's important. It's people maybe for the first time recognized that I did something good. But in the end, I was much more happy with the fact that we won the tournament.
SK Gaming champions.
For the next month, I'm really focused on one thing, on lifting the E-League trophy. I really want to show to everyone that we are still the best in the world, and I can't wait to show them.
Yeah, so there you have it. Taco, great story for a great player, and he's going to be pumped for this one. He did say in an interview that they wanted to play FaZe, that we wanted to dodge G2. He said the quote was something along the lines of, I can't remember the last time FaZe beat us, but
It's super hard on CT side to actually play well. You could say it's a simple map, but the rotations and being on point are really difficult, and that might cause a problem for SK having Phelps here last minute. That also being said, getting to start T side, they could also set the pace right now, and if they get loose with like they have been, that could snowball.
I agree, and it's also telling the fact that FaZe vetoes overpass a map that they are considered alongside SK the best team in the world. Against SK, though, they struggled. 2 maps they leave in are the 2 ones that they put in work, being Train and Cash. I think one of the potential problems for SK on this map, on the CT side, Phelps holds B with Cold. Phelps has had issues with playing for himself a bit too much for that on that side. Saves a smoke, throws it down, and sure, he plays around it, maybe gets a kill or 2, but leaves Cold isolated, and you need to play as a pair when you're holding that bomb side. So I think this is going to be obviously a super exciting game. I can't wait to see whether FaZe can actually, you know, break the curse and take a win here against SK Gaming.
With that said, I'll ask you, are they going to break the curse?
I think they will on this map. I think that, you know, with Nico potentially leading the way and the potential B issues that SK might have, I think this is where SK finally gets a win. FaZe.
Yeah.
Again.
I've been sticking with my predictions I've posted on Twitter every morning just for the sake of, you know, standing by my feelings. But the toughest thing every day is not knowing the map.
Yeah,
so what I'm actually going to do for the first time is retract that by saying I think FaZe has the advantage here, and I think FaZe is going to take this one.
All right, thanks a lot. So this is it. I'm absolutely psyched to see this game unfold. FaZe versus SK Gaming, the #1 and 2 teams, the greatest rivalry we've got right now in World Counter-Strike, and it is going to be on Game Command. Yes, you can pick which of these amazing players, they're all amazing, which ones you want to follow. You're in the director's chair. Go to live.eleague.com for that. We're going to take a quick break. As I said, lock the doors, no interruptions. This is Counter-Strike at its best after the break.
Você tem tempo para fazer faculdade? Inscreva-se gratuitamente e ganhe um super desconto na matrícula.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to the Moose Boost mobile casting desk. I really messed that up, didn't I?
It's all right. Get them all out now, because we've got a banger coming up.
That's true. You got to get focused here. It's going to get exciting, Moses. I think it's because I was about to introduce you, so it all got a little bit jumbled there.
It all got confusing.
How do you feel about this game, Moses? I mean, it almost doesn't get any better.
No, this is essentially, you know, the grand final feeling in the group stages, which is a great treat of what's going to come in the playoffs when we start getting these epic BO3 matchups. But this is just a little bit of a teaser, a little bit of an appetizer before we get started with the main course.
I'm very much ready for this game on Cash as well. I think it's going to be very exciting indeed. Who did you pick for this one? I forget.
I took SK Gaming. It's hard to go against him, isn't it?
Yeah, I had the same feeling, although I have been wrong almost every single step of the way, Moses. You might want to think about that.
I've had a pretty rough day myself, but this is one of the matches where you really don't care if you get it wrong, because you know it's just going to be awesome no matter what. I find FaZe in this map really funny because I always think back to Guardian playing with Navi when they never ever played this, so it's been fun to watch his progression, and he's about to get a lot of attention heading his way. He's peeked out wide, and he's going to be able to fall back. Here comes the flash. He's sticking around. It bounces off the corner. Rain's taken out. Oh, what a shot from Guardian. He's starting it out with 2 quick headshots.
Absolutely outrageous. More to come as Cold Sierra takes one, falling in return. And just like that, it's a 3-on-3, trying to fight through the smoke. Not really connecting. Phelps has taken down Olofmeister in the meantime. That means Nico and Carrigan. And really only Nico, given the health situation here, has got to come and work some kind of miracle. You'd think with that double kill from Guardian, that would be the end of the round, but not in a high-level game like this one. Bomb is planted, and they do have a kit on Carrigan. He has no armor and is low on health, and that is an absolutely massive problem for them. He's trying to see if he can sneak his way in. Nico making his way on the other side. SK, are they going to wait? Not for much longer. Phelps will take one down. Nico's next, and SK gonna pick up the pistol round at least.
That's so sick. They're able to recover from those shots from Guardian. It's just basic stuff. It's just a B rush. I think Olaf went for a bit over aggressive of a peek from up top. He swung out wide as they were trying to enter this site. That kill from Phelps onto him as he came above is really what kind of gave SK Gaming the secured bomb site. Kerrigan here, I think, is just getting impatient just because Nico's taken so long in the flank, being very cautious. He knows they have to get moving and just trying to peek out a little early. Tough to win in that 2-on-3. FaZe go down in the pistol round. They bought up Deagles and CZs, though. 4 Deagles, in fact.
So many Deagles. There are more than just a few players on this team that know how to make this work. One of the reasons why FaZe, I think, is such an interesting team is because of Rain and just how good he is, and especially in pistol rounds. I mean, it was Guardian doing a lot of the work then.